Every generation believes it lives in unprecedented times. Every crisis feels unique while it's happening. But history tells a different story. Again and again, major economic and political shifts don't unfold over decades, they accelerate in short, critical windows. Weeks, months, sometimes just 90 days. Right now, the world is entering one of those windows. Markets are tense. Governments are improvising. Institutions are showing cracks. And yet most people are treating this moment like just another headline cycle. The real question isn't what will happen. It's whether we'll recognize it while it's happening or only afterward. Setting the stage. The illusion of stability before every major turning point. There's a period that looks calm on the surface. In 1929, markets were optimistic, right until they weren't. In 1971, the dollar system looked permanent until it broke. In 2008, risk was under control until it spread everywhere. In each case, warning signs existed. Debt was rising. Leverage was hidden. Confidence was fragile. But institutions delayed action. Leaders hesitated. And when the shift came, it arrived faster than anyone expected. That's how history usually moves, not gradually, but suddenly. Origins. How repeating cycles begin. Every repeating crisis starts with the same foundation. Imbalances. Too much debt. Too much reliance on one system. Too much confidence in the idea that this time is different. At first, imbalances don't hurt. They feel productive, growth looks strong, asset prices rise. Easy money rewards risk. But beneath that growth, fragility builds. Systems designed for stability are slowly repurposed for speed. Safeguards are relaxed. Temporary solutions become permanent. This is how cycles are born, not from collapse, but from success. The rise. When momentum masks risk as momentum builds, warning signs are reinterpreted as proof of strength. Rising debt is called manageable. Liquidity injections are called support. Volatility is called temporary. Policymakers become reactive instead of preventative. Markets adapt to intervention. Risk moves from visible places to hidden ones. This is the most dangerous phase because everything still appears to work. Historically, this phase can last years. But it always ends the same way. The breaking point. Why timing suddenly matters. Breaking points are rarely triggered by a single event. They're triggered when multiple pressures converge within a short time frame. In past cycles, those pressures included tightening financial conditions, political instability, loss of institutional credibility, external shocks revealing internal weakness. When these forces collide, timelines compress. Decisions that once took years are forced into weeks. Confidence that took decades to build can disappear in days. This is why short windows matter more than long trends. The next 90 days aren't important because they guarantee collapse, but because they determine direction. Once direction is set, momentum takes over. Fallout. When systems react faster than people. When history turns, systems adjust faster than societies. Markets reprice instantly. Capital moves silently. Policies change overnight. The public reaction comes later. This gap creates confusion. People sense instability but can't pinpoint it. Narratives lag behind reality. In previous cycles, this is where trust eroded. Trust in currencies, trust in institutions, trust in leadership. Not because one decision failed, but because repeated temporary fixes lost credibility. Failed fixes. Why repetition happens after every crisis. Reforms are promised, and many are implemented. But over time, the same incentives re-emerge. Debt is reintroduced as a solution. Complexity replaces transparency. Short-term stability is prioritized over long-term resilience. The lesson isn't forgotten, it's postponed. This is why history doesn't repeat perfectly, but it rhymes. Different actors, different technologies, same structural behavior. Modern parallels. The pattern is visible again. Today, the parallels are difficult to ignore. Global debt levels exceed past cycles. Financial systems depend heavily on confidence and liquidity. Geopolitical tensions amplify economic stress. At the same time, decision-makers face shrinking room for error. Rate changes ripple globally. Currency moves affect entire regions. Technology accelerates reactions faster than policy can respond. This combination, high leverage, low tolerance for shocks, and rapid transmission, is exactly what defined previous turning points. The pattern isn't hidden. It's familiar. Why the next 90 days matter. Short windows decide long outcomes because they lock in expectations. Once markets, institutions, and governments believe a path is inevitable, they act accordingly. That's when defensive behavior replaces growth, liquidity becomes more valuable than opportunity, stability becomes more important than expansion. By the time the public narrative catches up, the shift is already complete. History doesn't announce itself. It reveals itself in hindsight. 3 key takeaways. First, major historical shifts are decided in compressed time frames, not long debates. Second, repeating patterns don't require identical events, only similar pressures and responses. Third, awareness matters. Those who recognize turning points early adapt. Those who don't are forced to react later. Final thought: history isn't repeating because people fail to learn. It's repeating because systems reward short-term comfort over long-term stability. The next 90 days won't decide everything, but they will decide the direction of everything that follows. If you want to understand the hidden patterns shaping the future before they become headlines, subscribe to the channel. Because history doesn't repeat loudly. It repeats quietly until it's too late to ignore.